On this day, a year ago, Lionsgate released Hellboy to cinemas, and, well, it didn't go very well. It was met with less than glowing reviews and ended up with a disappointing box office total, possibly stunting any kind of growth the franchise could have had, all because of this one film. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're going to talk about instead is looking back on this film a year on. Was it really that bad? And could it be improved? Here we go. Before we begin, this is going to contain some unpopular opinions, so please bear that in mind before you go typing out any hate comments on this video. Alright, I actually don't think the film is as bad as it's being made out to be. It's better than it's been given credit for. In fact, it's not awful. Right? It's not fantastic either, but it's better than you'd expect. But it's not great. There's a good movie in there somewhere, and that is exactly what I'm going to try and figure out. How you can get that good movie hidden in there. But there are good things in this film. There are things I liked in this film. There's also plenty that I didn't so much like. But yeah, overall, it's definitely not bad. And but we'll get into why it's not as bad as it's been made out to be. For one, the creature design's pretty impressive. Like, they're all unique, they're all different, and yeah, the designs are all pretty great. The CGI isn't the best, but it doesn't take away from how good they look. Some are done practically, which kind of adds to, that Del Toro influence. A particular standout in terms of creature designs is the Baba Yaga. Not just in terms of like how well designed the creature is to give this disturbing, scary look, but it's also just done very well in terms of setting. Like, it's on this house on chicken legs, and it leads to a pretty great fight scene. And on that example, there's also these 3 rampaging giants that are in this pretty great scene that is probably one of the film's standout action set pieces. It's just great fun to watch it. Hellboy fighting these 3 giants with like only his wits and whatever weaponry he can find around him, like trees, and even using them giants' weapons against them.
God, I want to feel that in the morning.
Speaking of Hellboy, he's this film's highlight. He's generally just giving off sarcastic one-liners and not really caring about, well, anything really.
Okay, I'd appreciate a prophecy with more relatable stakes.
While he's no Ron Perlman, David Harbour really elevates the substandard material he was given to work with. The film's other standout is Grugak, the warthog monster, voiced by Stephen Graham, who he was the perfect choice to voice this character because he gives him plenty of like sweary moments, just loads of foul-mouthed dialogue. It's great. I'm glad to see that Stephen Graham is getting these big Hollywood roles. Like, for instance, after this, he was in Rocket Man, and he also played Tony Pro in Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, and he also has an unspecified role, as of yet, in Venom 2. Yeah, I'm glad to see that he's getting more exposure as an actor. He's just great. Yeah, for all those positives I listed, the film has a couple pretty big cons. One of which I'd say is its use of violence. Like, sometimes the gore can be a little much, especially for those that are particularly squeamish. Like, the term "your mileage may vary" seems pretty much tailor-made for stuff like this and The Boys, where there's lots of over-the-top gory violence, yet The Boys seems almost restrained with the way it uses violence in comparison to this. Mostly because The Boys actually tells a good story with some kind of linear narrative focus. Which kind of brings me on to my other big con of the film. The writing. Oh boy, this is going to be me listing off stuff like my Robin Hood review the other day. Yeah, this film is not very well written. There's plenty you can rip into with this film. For instance, there's this whole King Arthur ideology brought up, like the Wizard Merlin mentions about King Arthur at one point, and it's then revealed that Hellboy is a long lost descendant of King Arthur.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the whole King Arthur thing is handled a lot better in The Kid Who Would Be King, which I highly recommend you watch. There's also this whole pointless subplot about a giant hunting club who I swear are so useless and so arrogant that when they get killed, it's like, hold on, how have they not been killed sooner? Like how, like they don't even take giant hunting seriously. It's like they're so stuck in their very overconfident, arrogant ways.
Bullshit.
There's also so many key things this film glosses over, such as Hellboy's relationship with Agent Breeze at the start when he's killed. Like, just things like that generally just don't seem important because we'd rather focus on people getting dismembered and blood and guts flying all over the screen. And like all of the dialogue scenes are just stuff being explained to the audience in a very on-the-nose, expository way. Like this example.
The year is 517 AD, known as the Dark Ages. And for fucking good reason. An endless war between the armies of man and the creatures of darkness has raged across Britain. And in retribution for man's injustices to creatures, the immortal witch Vivian Nimue had spread her deadly plague, threatening to wipe mankind off the face of the earth.
See, this is exactly my point.
On an island off the coast of Scotland, something was summoned from the depths of hell.
Still explains huge details to the audience. It treats us like
Something that would
dogs
end
because we're in our
mankind.
hand.
And this thing you worried about, did it show up?
Oh, yes,
It literally treats us
you did.
like we're children, like don't have an attention span.
We face every threat there is, and yet you take me in. Hello, son. Made me a goddamn weapon.
Where's my fucking violin?
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Out there's a 5th century sorceress who wants to bring...
You know, instead of getting way too angry about this, I'm just going to go ahead and offer up some suggestions for how they can improve the writing of the film, therefore probably improving the film as a whole in the process. Okay, first of all,
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Out there's a 5th century sorceress who wants to bring down the curtain on London and the world.
Great. Homework.
Why do you fight for those who hate?
Then get rid of the Osiris Club stuff because, well, I listed why I didn't like it. But as cool as the giant fight scene it led to was, like, it ultimately really had no purpose in the story, and it just kind of is filler to clog up the narrative and pad the runtime. So remove that. While we're at it, remove the whole Baba Yaga thing as well, because as cool as it was, it ultimately adds nothing to the narrative. and nothing really learned to propel the story forward in any meaningful way, maybe apart from some information about the villain at the end.
5th century sorceress.
You were meant for this.
As well, if you can't do it as well as, say, the kid who would be king, I know I just did it earlier, but whatever, it's my video, I'll do whatever I want, then why even bother trying if you can't match up to much better King Arthur stories? Overall, like I said earlier, it's not a bad film, but with these improvements that I've suggested, the film could be good. Maybe even great. Maybe on the level of Del Toro's films. But no, what we got was pretty average at best. And so, we've got to make do with what we got, I guess.